It's the winter of 1847 in Shaanxi province, northern China. You are born in a village so small it doesn't appear on any official map. You are a girl. In the brutal accounting of this era, that makes you a liability with a temporary address. Survival here requires a specific skill set. The foundational lesson, taught to every daughter, is to move through the world taking up as little physical and emotional space as possible. You are 12 when the earth refuses to cooperate. The harvest fails. Not enough to make the imperial records, but enough. Your father, a tenant farmer, is forced to borrow money from the landlord's agent just to cover the seasonal grain tax. The next winter, a cough settles into your father's chest and never leaves. By the time you are 13, he is dead. Your mother is left with no land, 2 young children, and a debt quietly accumulating interest. Poverty at this level operates like a machine. It strips away the luxury of human grief and reduces a mourning family to a line item on a ledger. The landlord's agent arrives in the spring of 1861. He sits in your home and details the unpayable debt with the detached reason of a man who controls other people's fates. The debt must be settled, and your family has run out of numbers. He offers a solution from 3 villages east. The wealthy Chen family recently lost their 19-year-old son to a fever. According to the logic of the time, a young man who dies unmarried is incomplete, leaving a restless spirit that threatens his family with bad dreams, failed crops, and worse. The Chens are willing to pay a heavy price to fix this haunting. The fix is a ghost bride. You'll be married to their dead son in a proper ceremony and live as his widow. In exchange for all of this, your family's debt vanishes. You're 14, listening from the corner of the room. You watch your mother sit in silence. You watch her agree to trade your entire future so the rest of the family can survive the winter. Centuries of deep tradition and absolute economic desperation intersect to forge a heavy lock around a 14-year-old girl, placing her in a cage she can never legally leave. From a distance, the April wedding looks entirely normal. You wear a red dress. There is a procession. There are firecrackers meant to drive away evil spirits, a deeply ironic detail given the circumstances. You perform the customary bows of a Qing Dynasty bride, but when you rise, no one rises beside you. You are legally bound to this wooden spirit tablet, carved with your dead husband's name. You move into the Chen household, stepping into the orbit of a mother-in-law whose grief acts as structural support for the family. To her, you are not a daughter. You are a living, inconvenient reminder of the son she lost. By 16, the reality solidifies. The red dress was the last bright thing you'll ever wear. You walk to the well before dawn, alone, and cry exactly once. Then you stop. When formal power is denied to you and physical escape is impossible, you have to forge a different kind of weapon. You start paying attention. You map the invisible dynamics of your new prison. You learn which floorboards creak, which creditors are leaning on your father-in-law, and that your mother-in-law's true fear isn't ghosts, but poverty. As your father-in-law's eyesight fails, you step into the void. You begin tracking the price of rice, calculating the margins, and managing the household ledgers. You hold no formal title, but your hands guide this abacus. You memorize the ink characters and columns of debt. When you suggest financial optimizations, you do it carefully, framing your solutions so the men in charge assume the ideas were theirs all along. Years pass. Your husband's younger brother brings home a living bride, a 16-year-old girl named Su Yin. She is terrified. You recognize that fear, and you use your intimate knowledge of the house to safely guide her through its unspoken rules. Through sheer observation, you rewire the household. You arrived as a purchased ghost. Now you have made yourself the irreplaceable social infrastructure keeping the family afloat. The decades accumulate. Your father-in-law passes away, and you take on the full care of your aging mother-in-law. You are patient, useful, and consistently present. By age 35, a quiet shift has occurred. You have no legal rights, and you are married to a memory. Yet Su Yin looks to you for the daily operations. The children follow you. The neighbors come to you for advice. You are the center of gravity. Outside, the Qing Dynasty fractures. The Taiping Rebellion empties the roads. Foreign wars bring crushing indemnities. The empire is modernizing in ways it can barely control. In the rapidly changing cities, educated reformers distribute pamphlets pointing to women like you. To them, ghost brides are a symbol of backward, feudal barbarism. You are something to be pitied and abolished. They are right about the system. But you hold two truths at once. What was done to you was wrong, but the authority you clawed out from inside that trap was entirely real. It is 1913. You are 63, when the same lung affliction that took your father settles into your chest. Now, Su Yin, the terrified bride you once guided, sits by your side to tend to you. You pass your ultimate inheritance to her 7-year-old granddaughter. You tell the young girl that paying attention is worth more than waiting for permission. You close your eyes in the bed you earned through decades of necessity. Across the hall, a wooden spirit tablet gathers dust. The dynasty that bound you to it has already collapsed. Official histories capture none of this. You do not exist in local gazettes or government archives. To the written record, you are merely a settled debt in an old ledger. True defiance rarely looks like a revolution. By stubbornly paying attention, you refuse to disappear.